Wait! What is the tea? The girls are fighting! No! The girls are fighting! Why? Why?
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I just wanted to come in and run my mouth and talk about the mess. Now, I know that it is Sunday. Okay, it's Sunday. And, people are, preparing for, oh, no, school is out tomorrow. I just remembered, oh, girl, y'all ain't got nothing to do. I was about to give a whole speech about how y'all are preparing for tomorrow's. You getting the kids ready, laying out outfits, fixing lunches. And girl, making Sunday dinner and all that stuff. And I just remember, girl, them kids ain't got school tomorrow. Okay, girl, I kind of feel a little better. So it's Sunday, but I know some of y'all out being a heathen on Sunday Fun Day. Girl, it is hot outside. I don't know how y'all doing it. I cannot go outside during the day. That's just not a part of my ministry. It's just not. I don't know how the girls go outside and drink and party and throw it in a circle in the summertime. Baby, it is a whole nother situation. Baby, it's already, let me see. Right now, it's 87 degrees, but it's 7:22 p.m. too. So it's not that bad. 87 is horrible to me, though. But down here, honey, it'll get, baby. It's a whole nother situation down here. But yeah, I wanted to come down here on this Sunday. I really don't like to be messy on Sundays. For some people, that's the Lord's day. But I also know some of y'all are heathens. Okay. So for the girls who are into the mess, the mess don't necessarily stop no matter if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So yeah, but anyways, I wanted to come down here and talk about what's going on, girl, in Atlanta. I never thought that I would wake up and I would see the day that Momma Dee, Daryl, which is Scrappy, Momma Dee's son, girl, will be online fighting with Peach Juice, girl, Porsha, and Miss Gina's son, Dennis, the hot dog man, as Momma Dee calls him. Girl, the people are going back and girl, y'all, girl, I say, girl, when did Momma Dee and Porsha start beefing? Girl, I was like, how. So what I think happened, and I'm going to go ahead and play, get into all the clips and stuff, is about a week or two ago, Momma Dee and Drew Sidora, which is the cast member from Real Housewives of Atlanta, they performed at some type of festival. I'm assuming in Atlanta. Before she introduced Drew, or while Drew was walking up to the stage, Momma Dee made some comments. I will say, to be fair to Porsha, don't call for me unless I send for you, in the words of Kenya Moore. Momma Dee called Porsha's name. So I guess, Porsha answered. She said some things, and I'm going to let you hear so you can come to your own conclusion about what she said. And then from there, it just kind of went on downhill. Porsha responded. And yeah, so let me go ahead and play the clip of Momma Dee, and then we'll talk.
Yeah! She got her and Porsha, they got some mess going on. I don't know what's going on with Porsha this season. Check. But she approved them too for taking her hot dog man. I don't know why she think Drew want a hot dog man. Yeah. It's all good because Momma Dee speak that truth. Y'all give it up for Drew Sidora.
Okay. In my honest opinion, I really don't believe what Momma Dee said was that bad, where Porsha should have felt that she needed to respond. Now, to be fair, you can't tell nobody how to respond, when to respond, right? You just can't. You can't do nothing to somebody and then tell them you can't respond because it's not that deep. It's not that deep to me. It may not be that deep to you, but clearly it's that deep to Porsha. So Porsha gets online and then she says she tagged Dennis. At Dennis McKinley has one baby mother and well established. With great artists on his record label, put that tooth in. He might just sign you, Mama D. Love ya. So for those who don't know, Mama D was performing one time, and girl, her tooth. I don't know if her tongue hit her tooth. I don't know if she got excited, but her tooth fell out of her mouth. Yes, her tooth. I think it was a front one. Fell right on out of her mouth.
Witness tonight. Oh my goodness.
We love Mama D. Dennis also said, I love Scrappy. I don't speak bad to anyone's mother. I respect my elders, so I'm just going to be quiet here. That's what Dennis had to say. So Scrappy, I don't know if Scrappy just found out. I don't know if the blog, if Scrappy, made this video when this first happened, because I think this happened about a week or two ago. I don't know. All I know is this is some of what Scrappy had to say. Somebody could have brought it to his attention while he was live, and he addressed it at the moment. Listen, let me just go ahead and play what Scrappy had to say, and then
Housewives of Atlanta bitches always be talking shit about love and hip hop folk. I be sitting there looking, I be like, why am I seeing this on Instagram? Like, Real Housewives motherfucker getting that. I be like, cuz y'all on a whole nother network, but y'all didn't even make, man, listen, bro, listen. But we ain't even hurting over here. Like, everybody good, just like y'all good, but y'all ain't trying to see us on no negative shit, though. Y'all ain't trying to see our women on no negative shit. Y'all stay in y'all little humble places. Stay in y'all humble places. Y'all don't want to see none of our women on that ignorant shit. Y'all, Porsha, oh yeah, you got it, my mama. I heard, yeah, she got it too, but she was just being a mama. But I guarantee you, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I don't give a fuck about nothing. I don't care about who your baby daddy is, who your husband is. I don't care about none of that shit. Like, I'm the one. That nigga can come holler at me. Cause we all negative. I be negative. I go all the way negative. And I'll be there for your husband or your baby daddy or whoever. But I ain't gonna lie, your baby daddy did say he fuck with me, so I fuck with him too. I really do fuck with him, cause I see what he be doing before all this shit right here. So I respect her, but hey, man, listen, Mom Dukes is off, man, that shit off the table at all times. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna just handle my business. Get about 8 bitches, 8 ugly bitches. 8 ugly bitches. Had them come run up on you. You feel what I'm saying? See what's really good. You want to holler at the old lady? I got some young people about your height. You know what I'm saying? About your side. You know what I'm saying? I'm just playing, man. I just be want to talk shit. 'Cause I ain't got shit to talk about.
you know, you know, he did say at the end that he was just joking. Did y'all hear what he said? He was gonna get 8 ugly. Girl, he said 8. I was just thinking in my head, what if he was serious, right? I want to know if Scrappy came and tapped you on your shoulder and told you to go jump Porsha, how would you feel? Because he had just told everybody he was gonna go get 8 ugly. Girl, he said 8 ugly. That's what he said. How would you feel if Scrappy came and tapped you on your shoulder and told you to go over there and girl jump peach juice? Like, how would you feel? I thought his language was a little strong for me. Don't get it twisted. Over here we say bitches all the time. But girl, and even then I still try to work on my BITCHs, right? I still try to pull back. But it is sometimes, not in every instance. But there's sometimes a slight difference in the delivery of when one of the kids say bitch and when a straight nigga say bitch. It just lands differently. It just my bitch, like my bitch, okay, bitch, girl, versus his bitch. I'm gonna get girl. These Atlanta bitches get on my mother, girl. You was a little. That was a little rough. That was a little rough, Daryl. We don't talk like that to the girls now. Okay? That's a little tad bit disrespectful. I don't like how that landed. I don't like how that came out of his mouth. Now people's gonna say something like, come on, bitch. That's different. Anyways. So then Mama D, she came back, but we should, gay or straight, non-binary or not, girl, you should still work on your BITC ages, right? Because you just should. But anyways, so Mama D comes back and, well, she came and this is some of what she had to say. What I tell you? I'm just going to let it play all the way straight through. It's like 4 or 5 minutes. When I tell you Mama D is a key to me.
Me and Drew, we good. All this stuff comes from y'all. Me and Drew having a gig together. And I said, I can't believe Porsha's coming after you for her baby's father hot dog stand. And now it just went. So Porsha came at me and I went back at her, but he came for me too, he hit me, but he got off of me. And he said, I fucks with Scrappy. So let me tell you something, for you to get on, period, with 2 bitches, you were wrong. That's why, y'all, Scrappy came at his ass. So if I were them, stay the fuck back. Because I'm not going to say nothing past this. But if I see or I hear something, if I were them, learn Black American history before you come at Mama D. Hear about why Rosa Parks didn't lose her seat. Hear why when slavery was abolished, that it was learned in certain counties in Georgia. So if you don't know that, if you ain't did your study, if you're not a college graduate, because my major was, okay, let me hear you, was biology. My minor was history. And that is including Black history. And American history, unfortunately. I was DM'd by a certain housewife. I'm not going to tell you who. And they pointed out to me that my son called the housewife, was it bitches or hoes? Whatever. Scrappy did not mean it for all the housewives. He does not mean that. He just went after a certain person. And they know who they are too. So, y'all, stop getting defensive. Don't do that. He means you no harm. Stay out of it. Because when I say, I feel like the housewives, Mama D gonna say it, y'all put on $5,000, $10,000 outfits and go back and forth with each other. That shit. No. Let me tell you what Love and Hip Hop Atlanta do. We put on tennis shoes and take off our earrings, bitches. And we gets to it. So never put yourself on our level and don't belittle us. You know what I mean? Because some of y'all is name chasing and money chasing. Getting things you can't afford out of men. I never walk into a situation with not knowing who I'm dealing with. I know your secrets. I know your family secrets. What your dad didn't do, your granddad didn't do. I know everything. Please leave me alone and be quiet. Shh. And we'll be quiet back at you. If you come back, here it goes. And we're at war. Donald Trump ain't got shit on the palace.
When I say Mama D is a kiki to me, when I say I ain't never laughed so hard in my life. But when she tried to remember what she went to school for, when she was like, I went to biology. Baby, she said Donald Trump ain't got nothing on her. I said, baby, come on, bombs over Baghdad. I said, I know that's right. Mama D is funny. She said where I'm from, but we take our earrings off and put on tennis shoes. Oh, I don't think it's this deep. I really don't. Again, I really will say, when Mama D said what she said, again, you cannot do something to somebody and tell them how to respond. We all know that. But at the end of the day, I really didn't think that it was necessary for Porsha to respond to like Mama D. Because what she said was just kind of like, girl, y'all heard what she said. But again, it is what it is, girl. Mama D said what she said. Porsha responded. And now here we are. But some tell me that Mama D dead serious though. I think Scrappy might just be playing just a tad bit. But I feel like Mama D dead serious. I think Mama D is dead ass. Okay. Baby, she said, girl, I know all your family secrets. I know about your granddaddy. Okay. I know your granddaddy. Okay. I know about Hosea. Okay. I know about your daddy, baby. I know your secrets. Baby, shout out to Mama D. Anyways, y'all let me know what y'all think. All right, y'all. Excuse me. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and move on. So there's a show. I don't review it. I don't even know if I'm going to continue to watch it. But it's called Next Gen NYC, and it's basically a show about young New Yorkers. It's Riley, Candy's daughter, Teresa Giudice, her daughter Gia, from the Real Housewives of New Jersey, and then the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Meredith Mark's son, Brooks, and then Kim Zolciak, KKK Kim, okay? Her daughter, is it Ariana or Adriana? I can't remember her name. So there are like 4 or 5 housewife kids, and then Dame Dash, his daughter, Ava, and then the other ones on the show, they were not known. I feel like they were not known to most of the public prior to the show. So they're just like, I guess, like NYC socialites, I guess. I don't know, girl. So it's basically about like the young adults, young-ish, because one of the niggas is 30. Just trying to get it how they live in New York, basically. The last episode, Riley encountered microaggressions from Chucky. His name is Charlie, but I call him Chucky. Okay, and he did all of this. We know Riley don't even talk. I mean, she did it, and ain't nothing wrong with it. But yeah, so I'm not gonna go through all of that. That's basically where this all stems from. Is Riley dealing with Charlie and his microaggressions? She called it out in front of everyone, and then she called Candy, and I love what Candy told her. Girl, I was over here boohoo crying, not necessarily because of Riley, because hell, I don't know Riley, but it was sad. And then I kind of thought about my nieces, and it was just like, girl, people, even though things have gotten a lot better, right? We're not going through what our great grandparents went through. You know, some of us are not even going through what our parents went through. So it's gotten a lot better, but it's just sad to see, like, even with Riley, who we saw as a little girl when she was like, what, 4 or 5 years old on Atlanta, to now being a young woman who's what, 21, 22. And like, girl, you still going through I just thought about my nieces. Like, girl, my nieces probably, hopefully they don't, but there's a chance they might have to go through the same thing. And it's just sad. Anyways, so Burruss came out, and this is what he had to say online after the episode aired. I'm grateful for this platform and committed to using it to stand for what's right. Microaggressions are never okay. These conversations are a chance to listen, learn, and lead with kindness. I'm proud of Riley for speaking up, even when met with resistance. And I'll always echo her voice. Excuse me. And I'll always echo her voice and support her. Let me just say this. I know some people online and they were saying, Booker, hold up. Some people are online and they were disappointed, I guess, because Burruss, decided to stand up and support Riley after the episode aired. But in the moment, he wasn't as vocal. Let me just say this. I did not like Burruss on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I like Burruss now. I didn't even like too much care for Gia on Real Housewives of New Jersey. Gia actually is okay now. We'll talk about that another day, why I didn't like them. But I actually like Burruss and I like Gia. I pretty much like everybody in the friend group except for Chucky. He can go. The reason why I feel like we have to give Burruss a pass is because, and I probably would have felt the same way that some people felt in the comment section too, but being that I actually have watched, there's only 3 episodes, being that I've watched the show, Burruss on the show has been very vocal with his friends and his family about him not being as vocal as he would want to be in certain situations. He's talked about how he wished he was more aggressive, assertive, right? Dealing with certain individuals. So there was a scenario that happened on the show where Chucky, aka Charlie, went out on a date with Burruss' sister. Burruss and Charlie are friends. He made an inappropriate joke I felt like it was inappropriate. He made it, and Burruss felt like it was inappropriate. He made an inappropriate joke, basically kind of saying that he was gonna sleep with, or he wanted to sleep with Burruss' sister. Cause don't nobody want to hear nobody talking about them smashing a sister. Nobody. Burruss wanted to say something, but he was just so nervous, right? So I think the person who brought it to Charlie's attention was Gia. I think it was Gia. And I think it was Riley. I can't remember. I think it was Gia, though. Fast forward, Charlie makes another joke. And he straight out says, like, would you be mad if I fucked your sister? So the point I'm trying to make is, Burruss, even in this scenario, damn near passed out, trying to basically just have a conversation with Charlie, his friend, about how he felt about him disrespecting his sister. So if Burruss is having a hard time even defending his sister, who I feel from what I've seen on Salt Lake City and this show, he's very close to, then we have to somewhat try to give him a pass about not being vocal in this moment when it comes to Riley. I do believe he supported Riley the best way he could in that moment, sitting with her, going to check up on her. You see what I'm saying? So again, I can see why people probably feel that way, but I think that when you watch the show, it kind of brings it all together. And I do think in this situation, you do need to give Burruss a pass. I do. Because if he can't stand up for his sister and damn near pass out and basically tell his homeboy, stop fucking talking about my sister like that, okay? Because it just would have popped off my mouth like, listen, no. You're not going to talk about my sister like that, period. He can't even do that. And that's his sister by blood, okay? Now, Ava, Dame Dash's daughter, she came out, and this is what she had to say. Beautifully said, Brooks Marks. We love you. It's not our job as Black women to teach well educated adults these types of lessons. If we choose to, that's great. If not, that's also fine. We are allowed to approach these situations as our own at our own personal discretion. Emotional labor is not owed. Black women are expected to be graceful educators in moments like you saw on episode 3, and that is an unfair expectation. Proud of Riley Burruss for speaking up for herself. Spread love, support your friends, and protect your peace. I agree with Ava. I do. It's not Black women, Black people's responsibility to teach white people or other people of color about racism, microaggressions, because bitch, the racism and microaggressions they're here to do to y'all. Okay, be very clear. It's always a but. I'm not gonna, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'll just say this, and you can take this how you want to take it. I remember when I first saw the photo, the cast photo, the first thing that popped in my mind was, oh, girl, Riley's the only Black person on the cast. That was the first thing that popped in my mind, if we're just going to be honest. And then I found out that was Dame Dash's daughter. I was like, oh, okay. I don't know anything about Ava. She comes across as a lovely young woman on the show. She seems like somebody I would be friends with. But even when I was watching on the show, she was vocal and she did call out Charlie, right? And she did tell him he needed to apologize and all of that stuff. But it still didn't fall on deaf ears. That also on the show, I felt at one point Riley was basically trying to tell her, like, girl, you're a Black woman. You should be offended too. Now, you can't tell nobody what they should be offended by. Ava may not be offended. She might be. I don't know. Ava's, in my opinion, and this is just me, I don't know anything about Ava, so I could be 100% wrong. I just don't think that Ava has the same experience as Riley. I just don't. I feel like Ava probably embraces or is more cemented in white culture than Black, even with Dame Dash being her father. I remember on the show, I think Dame said something about all of Ava's boyfriends have been white. I think it was the second episode, something like that. Ava's experience, that group, the group that she's in, and even beyond the group, they probably will never look at Ava the same way they look at Riley, and they won't look at Riley the same way they look at Ava. I can almost bet you Charlie has never did this to Ava, because he does not look at Ava the same way he looks at Riley. He more than likely looks at Riley as a Black woman, this type of Black woman. I can bet you he probably doesn't look at Ava that way. Now, that's not Ava's fault. Be very clear. It's not her fault on how people look at her or what people get when they look at her or anything like that. It's not her fault that she receives a different treatment than what Riley may receive. Now, I'm not saying that Ava doesn't go through life and she hasn't experienced things being a person of color, but I don't think that her experience is the same as Riley's. And I'm going to leave it at that. All right, y'all. I'm gone. I will talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good day. Bye, y'all.